Been one of those days, folks. Been one of those days. Back to Mid-10, everybody. Yet again, we're in the combine. Already rolling this morning. Had to run a few errands, getting fuel and whatnot. So we are getting ready to get the first load cut of the day. While y'all paying attention, remember, subscribe to the videos, because it'll send you a notification every time we got a new one out. And I know y'all enjoy that. Don't forget to give them a thumbs up, drop a comment if you feel like it. So yesterday we got a good bit cut. We got finished up one bin over at Dad's, and we started on a second bin. This corn's turned out a lot better. It is not anywhere close to where our normal yields are. However, we are a lot higher than we were. We think we're running in that 140 range, which seems to be pretty good. Y'all remember, we had a lot of hot weather this summer. So 140 is probably going to be the number to brag about. Of course, we did have one field that did, I think, right at 200 bushels an acre. Well, like 190 an acre. But now that field that did so well, it was a low wet spot. That was probably one of the only spots that stayed wet all year. It's still wet. My God, it's still damn in. That's why that one spot did so well. And then on this corn, it's kind of yields are kind of all over the board on it too. We've got most of the creek bottom cut. We got a little bit of this hilltop to finish up. Because the farm has a hill that goes this way and a hill that goes this way. So it rolls both ways. And spots of the creek bottom did really well. The downside is you can tell where those spots were wet because the corn is a lot shorter in some of the spots down there. And not inconsistency. There you go. Inconsistency is the key term for this harvest. Ain't nothing consistent. Everything is different. I mean, like right now we're going through here. We're in short corn. Now we're picking up. We're back in the tall corn. It's going to dip back down into the short corn, back up to the tall corn. So the corn's kind of like this across the hilltop. Soil type. That's what it's got to be. It has to be soil type. Maybe some of these shorter spots had a little bit too much water in them. You got planted. It was wet when we were planting. Y'all go back watching videos. There's wet corn in down here. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'll make the best of it. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have something. That's what matters. Oh, but today was going to be a long wolf day. But her buddy Andy hollered at me and said, hey, I'm free up. Next 2 or 3 days, I can get up to the grain car to drive a truck or whatever. We got Andy with us. Man's going to be gone for his job. He said he'll probably be back about 3-ish. And Jesse went in early today. So he's thinking he could be here maybe about 1. Me, I'm starting to use vacation days. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. I don't take vacation on vacation days. I work on vacation days. There you go. working on about 2/3 of the farm cut so far. Got probably about 1/3 of it left. And, you know, like I said, it's doing a lot better than we thought it was going to do. I think that we caught a few extra rains over here, and we missed over towards Big Jesse's. So, you know, that's that thing. Right here, Andy.
Alright, I'll wait here. You gonna give me another load?
That is correct.
I just got back to town a minute ago. I hauled the first load of corn off in the semi to town. Alex run the combine day. Andy's running the grain cart for us. So I'm going to get in the dump truck now, run them back and forth to the grain bin. Hoping I can keep up with Alex and Andy. They're in the back side of this field. It's pretty good ways back there, so it takes a while to get back and forth. Grain bin ain't far from there, so I think I can keep up by running the dump truck back and forth. If not, the semi's empty now, so they can start putting a couple dumps in it. They got to. Till we all get caught back up again. We won't get at it till when we get done today. Well, just get back from taking that stuff to last load of the grain bin. Running pretty good. Till I texted me a while ago and said that he threw the tensioner cog off the chain on a header. He lost it. So he's running down with Andy. They're on parts run to go get a cog. So I'm gonna go out here and sit in the shade and wait for them to get back. So I'm caught up to them right now. See if I can find one in town.
Just a little bit of this farm left. Probably about one combine load, maybe two. One for sure. So I finished all this creek bottom, all up on the hill up there. We just got this little old dab over here. And that'll wrap this farm up. And since it's only like 5:30, we'll probably move to the next farm and start on it. That is a game plan. Anyway, depends on how long this little spot here takes. I mean, I might be down here in 10 minutes, and it might be 3 hours, you know. It's kind of how the days run. It's been a Monday. How about that? It's been a Monday. Been a little slow, but we're getting at it, and that's all right. That is all this farm. So we got this one wrapped up. We're on the downside of corn acres now. Well, starting this farm started on the downside of corn acres. So every day we run, we got a few less acres to go. Get the last one off this farm dumped in, and then we'll go open another farm up. Because it ain't about 5:30. And this guy over here, he said he'd work all night long.
Welcome back to Bed 10, y'all. So why we're not cutting corn today? Well, I think we got excited about maybe being done with corn, so we found problems with the combine this morning. So we're working on combine day. One of those days. I'll let Alex explain what we're doing.
Hey, I'm down there laying on the straw walkers, you know, trying to just have a relaxing day in the shade. So what we have found out is this is very uncomfortable being here. That's one, that's for sure. I'm way too big, and these straw walkers are sharp. So we're servicing the combine this morning, greasing it, fueling it up. Now we noticed right over here on the outside there was a crack in this outside panel. We got to looking, all across this top was a gap. Probably had a 1/4 inch gap. Well, so the back end of the combine started separating off itself. And what we have figured, or what we think has happened is our straw chopper was a 1/4 inch out of a line. So it was sitting just barely crooked. And so it had a weird vibration. And we've run it for, we've run it for like a week and a half.
Yeah, like a week and a half, maybe 2 at most.
Yeah, and it's finally started breaking.
Looks like a vibration caused the holes that's mounted to have wore and allowed it to pull forward on one side versus the other. It's not nothing we done. The holes are worn. We can show them to you in a minute.
Yeah, it's just from age. So it's cracked down over here. We got it. Now we do have a big jack behind on the back end of the chopper head. It all jacked back up. So we got to stitch up this right here. And you can see where the piece is missing up here. We have that piece weld back on, that piece weld back on. So we thought, since we're close to the shop, we'd bring it up here and do it at the shop, not down in the field. Because we can be right here by the water faucet. That way we can run the hose pipe over. In case we catch her on fire, we can get her put out. So right now we are just figuring out all of our cracks and break spots. We found a few missing bolts that have probably vibrated out over time, and that didn't help any to it breaking. Looks like we're missing about 6 bolts out of it.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe a few more. So between the chopper being a 1/4 inch out of alignment and the bolts missing, probably didn't help anything. So I'm gonna chill in here for a little bit and find some more stuff, and we're gonna get her stitched back up here just a bit. All right, we got her stitched up. You can see the patch we put on it right here. So we got that side done, and we got it fixed up here where the bolt's pulled out of.
Our theory on what's wrong with this thing is our chopper is not running square. It's a little cattywampus. I say that because this hole right here is where our chopper should be. See, it should be an oval hole like this. You see that? It should be an oval hole. It's not. It's wore down in there. This hole right here is actually deeper on the driver's side of the combine versus this side over here. So, causing the chopper sit in about 1/8 of an inch on one side. It's wore that way over the years. It's probably been like this a while. It's probably just run like this enough. It's finally shook a couple bolts loose, and then we started having those cracks in it. Luckily, we caught it before it fell off in the field today. That would have been, I may make a good YouTube video, back end falling off, but it wouldn't have made a good day for cutting corn. So what Alex is doing right now, he is filling the hole in. He's got a piece of metal he shoved up in there. He's gonna weld it in, patch it back in, put an oval that hole back out, so that chopper sits square again. We got everything bolted back up. We got all the cracks welded up. I think we got her. We'll find out here in a little bit. I don't know if you noticed, what we're using is a small bolt. That's our piece of metal. We got bolt head stuck up in the hole. Okay, it's about the same size. We're gonna weld that bolt head in there so it's flush on top, and cut the threads off the bottom of it and use that because it's a good hard piece of metal. It'll wear good like it should. We think it'll work. Well, we're about to go do a test cut with her and see if we fixed her. It's 6 o'clock here right now. We found that problem this morning about 10, I think, 10:30, maybe 11. Just before lunch we found that problem. So I didn't film a lot of it because honestly, it's just, if you've had the combine do that, it's frustrating. And we weren't in a good mood to film a lot of it. It took 2 or 3 hours. It took 2 hours just kind of going through it, figuring out what was broke. where was loose at, what was tearing it apart, and what was going on with it. It's just frustrating. Like I said before, we're pretty sure the chopper was sitting there a little cattywampus, a little crooked, and that's because it had more of the slots locked into. We've got them fixed now. I think that was causing it to run a little out of balance. It's been like that a while. And what happened, it loosened up enough, it got a couple bolts to come loose. Once two bolts come loose, and we're missing 4 bolts. That held that thing on the main frame of the combine. Once those bolts came loose, the other ones started cracking around them. We got everything welded up, got it back together, got the chopper right. It don't seem to be shaking like it was before. It seems to, we fired it up a while ago at the shop. It seemed to rock forward and backwards like it needed to. Before we left when we started it, working on the shop a while ago, you turned it on and the back end would shake side to side a little bit. I mean, I'm not talking much. You had to stand there and stare at it to see it. We tried to catch it, it wasn't shaking anymore, so, and it wasn't rocking forward to back. Most guys know the combine, that 9500 always rocks a little bit forward to back because it's the way the straw walkers. It works with that. Looks like it's moving the right way now. That's where we're at. Boy, I hope she's fixed. We're really blessed that we called it this morning, because that would have been bad. We didn't back his field here all off the road, and he broke off, fell off in the field. That would have been major damage. We're lucky and caught that this morning. And like I said, we didn't film all of it because, well, you guys have found, you got people there who found major problems in the combine before. You know how it is. You're just not in the mood to do anything except for grabbing some gasoline and a match. That's what we felt like doing this morning. We powered through it, figured it out, though, got her running. So Alex is back here. We're gonna cut one load for a semi at 6 o'clock and basically make sure the combine's right, because we won't be able to sleep tonight knowing that's right. Then come back tomorrow, start tomorrow. We don't want to cut too much, because again, all this corn's going to town. We're selling all this corn here. Now this is going to the grain bin, so we're just gonna cut a load, see what we got, and go from there. On a side note, you guys that got 9500s, you start that, or 94s or 96s, you got those slots, those choppers lock into, check them. They're starting to get wore. You need to weld them back up and fix that slot again. You don't want the chopper to fall off. And again, I think it's what it is, because we have went the combine for an hour, well, for 2 hours this morning, trying to find a loose bearing or something in it. There wasn't nothing bearing it. When a bearing out in it, wasn't nothing in it causing it to shake, so it had to be that chopper. So she's running. We'll see what she looks like now. Well, it looks like it's running. Looks like it's running okay. We've got one load out of it so far. One load out of the combine so far. So I think it's running. They don't seem to be shaking. We'll have to do an inspection when we get down here a little bit. But after the day we've had today, I think we'll call it a video right here. I'm ready to go to the house, go to bed, and start tomorrow again. It's been one of those days, folks. Been one of those days. But we made it. So, appreciate you guys following along. Appreciate you joining us. Remember, thumbs up that video. Helps us out. Yeah, subscribe button in there. Helps us out too. And as always, good Lord willing, we'll catch you on the flip side. Till next.